They said he was too small, too shy, and too fragile to survive professional football. He wasn't flashy, he didn't talk much, and he definitely didn't look like the next big thing. But when Lionel Messi stepped onto the pitch, everything changed. From being rejected by doctors to dominating billion-dollar teams, his journey wasn't just unlikely, it was almost impossible. So how did this quiet kid from Rosario become the greatest of all time? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. Let's go back to where it all started. He won't be able to grow like other kids or play sports professionally, said the doctors about Messi when he was just a child filled with dreams and burning with fire. He joined a small club, Grandoli, at age 5, where he scored within minutes. His grandmother used to take him to every training, attend every match, and always clap the loudest. She passed away when he was 10. It's for her. Every goal I score is for my grandmother, said Messi in an interview. As every time he scores a goal, he points towards the sky, paying tribute to his first supporter, his grandmother. At age 7, he joined the club that Maradona played for, Newell's Old Boys. He was known for scoring 100+ goals a season as a child and was locally known as La Pulga because of his size and the way he maneuvered with the ball. It also said that teams used to refuse to play if they knew Messi was in the Newell's lineup. At age 10, he was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency. The treatment wasn't affordable as well. $1,500 per month was required for his treatment. His dream was shattered. However, little Messi did not lose hope and kept going as if a lion hunted for its prey. Messi's father used to send his videos of him playing for European clubs. Barcelona scout Carles Reixach watched a video of Messi juggling with both his feet, knees, and head and said, "Sign him immediately." Lionel Messi's contract with Barcelona's academy was signed on a napkin at a restaurant. He left for Spain with his father, left his family, his friends and culture, and came to a foreign land all for his passion, his dream. At La Masia, he didn't speak a lot or make many friends. They called him El Mudo, the mute. His coaches used to say that he only spoke on the pitch and only with the ball. It was as if he spoke and the ball listened only to him. He would go past 4 to 5 people and score a goal and walk back normally. Barcelona knew the gem they had acquired and paid for his treatment, and he received injections every night and trained daily. They were building an unstoppable machine. Barcelona's coaches said that he was too good for his age. They realized that he was something special, something never seen before, a wonder. He showed that he was different. It was difficult to read him, to control him. Soon people started to recognize the magic. The little boy from Rosario will soon crumble football giants. At 16, Leo humiliated the senior Barcelona team. "We knew then he was different, a freak," said Xavi, a Barcelona legend. Messi played his first official match at 17 versus Albacete, where he scored his first official goal assisted by Ronaldinho. The first goal was ruled offside. Leo repeated the same whole thing and scored again. His celebration? Nothing flashy, hardly a smile. A silent warrior. Despite his early show of talent, people doubted and criticized. Too small, too fragile, too quiet to be a leader. He was seen as a mere backup. People focused on the other stars like Ronaldinho, Henry, and Eto'o. They thought he was just a bench warmer. People hadn't yet recognized the genius, the most lethal player that had entered the world of football. However, in the meeting rooms, Pep Guardiola and Johan Cruyff were examining closely. They didn't just recognize the sheer talent, but knew they had acquired a weapon. Pep Guardiola believed that Lionel Messi is not just a player, he's a system, a team. He started designing a team built around Messi, a midfield that fed Messi, that made him into a goal-scoring machine. Pep was bringing a revolution, and Messi was his motto, his flag, his agenda. Messi is untouchable, Guardiola said this in 2008, and this is true even up till now. Barcelona was preparing a cheat code, a teenager who would make legends question their skills. The signs were already there. He disgraced Juventus. He vanished past the defenders, and his overwhelming performance even made Juventus manager Fabio Capello wish to sign him, who said, "Who is this kid?" Barcelona refused. They knew the value of the lottery they possessed and wouldn't sell it for any offer. Then the hungry teenager faced the furious Chelsea in a Champions League match. Messi, with his simple yet uncanny skills, infuriated the defense so much that Del Horno received a red card after repeatedly fouling, and Messi walked off with an injured thigh. Nevertheless, he had made his mark, and had brought the entire stadium to its feet. The English press stopped doubting and started whispering now. He faced Getafe and scored a goal that shocked the footballing universe, stole the ball from the half-line, glided past 3 to 4 defenders, faked a shot, left the keeper on the ground, and scored. This goal was identical to Maradona's goal that he scored in 1986. Barcelona won by 5-2. However, only the unreal goal was remembered, not the score. They faced Zaragoza in 2006 as well, an important match in which Ronaldinho was left off and Messi took charge, and the opponents all met the same fate. He didn't score or assist, but he impacted, he led, he was the playmaker. The game revolved around him. We were watching the next era. As simple as he played, teams couldn't devise strategies to stop him. It was as if he played and saw everything in slow motion. Rivals began to mark him, and coaches started to make strategies to control him and stop him. But he was unstoppable. He was a thunderstorm, a tornado, slowly tearing through everything in its path. However, no one was paying attention yet. They were watching, but they couldn't recognize that they were living in football's brightest era. They were watching history in the making. His true arrival, the real strike. The thunder won't come in an empty stadium or a training match, but it would come in football's most violent and brutal fixture, El Clasico, against the $1 billion Galacticos. Messi, just 19 years old, would go to war now against one of the top clubs in the world. Ronaldinho was losing his shine and Rijkaard was under pressure, and Eto'o was injured. The veterans looked tired. Barcelona was trembling. It was on the brink of a fall. Valdés, Xavi and Iniesta still had hope, though just hope can't win you matches. Camp Nou was becoming silent. The media said, the magic is dying. So, how did Messi, just a quiet little teenager with shine and dreams in his eyes, destroy the Galacticos with this unstable Barcelona? Well, he was going to write history with his left foot. Now, Real Madrid wasn't just a team, it was the team. It was a $1 billion plus empire. It had the stars, the idols, and the warriors. David Beckham, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Guti, Raúl, Iker Casillas, and Sergio Ramos were all in Real Madrid. The lineup that was any team's worst nightmare. They don't come any bigger than this. El Clasico is filled with drama, passion, anger, rage, and identity. Rijkaard made the call, and Messi was in the starting 11. He would play the biggest match ever, against the champions, in front of a storm of 90,000. He was up against experienced professionals who were feared and loved with passion. Messi playing against them was like throwing a deer into a lion's den. Messi did not call a press conference on match day or do anything dramatic. He came early, laced his boots, and trained, focused, determined. Messi was a menace for Madrid since the whistle blew. He started the match as a left winger, but was everywhere. Right, left, or in the middle, threatening Madrid all along. Madrid scored the first goal in the 5th minute, but Messi responded within minutes by scoring at the 11th minute. Ronaldinho saw Messi making a run and passed him the ball. Messi received, cut the ball with his magical left foot and shot outside of the 6-yard box and scored a banger. He scored an equaliser against the most complete defenders like it was nothing. The crowd was electrified. Madrid realised they weren't against a normal teenager. They were against an animal hungry to score goals. They became more vigilant, but still failed to stop him. Madrid smashed another golazo. Messi again replied with a beautiful shot that went right through Ramos, past Casillas, and into the net. He didn't celebrate, just jogged back, committed. Madrid tried different strategies to stop him. They tried pocketing him, but failed to do so, and he floated past his rivals. The second half started, and the crowd intensified. The players became more furious and focused. Guti took a free kick through which Sergio Ramos scored a goal in the 73rd minute with a stunning header. The clock was ticking. Everyone thought Real Madrid had won. Barcelona's wonder kid couldn't do anything. At the 90th minute, Ronaldinho passes the ball to Messi, cutting through defenders. Messi receives the ball in the box. He dodged both the hungry defenders, Ramos and Cannavaro, leaving them with no chance to stop him, and then scores against on one the best goalkeeper, Casillas, with his left foot, the magic foot, and Barcelona was back in the game. It was a miracle by a 19-year-old. Every time Madrid thought they had it, Messi brought Barcelona on par. Alone, single-handedly, 3-3 hat-trick. There was silence for a second in the stadium, and then the fans were roaring. They were on their feet. They had just witnessed a miracle. A young Messi had brought Barcelona to a draw all by himself against the highly paid Real Madrid. It was Leo's first hat-trick, and that too against the top legends, the best defenders, midfielders and attackers in the game, full of skill and experience. But they stood no chance against Barcelona's cheat code, Lionel Messi. The clock stopped. It was a draw, but the fans, the media, the managers and the players were all shocked at what they had just seen. Football had just changed, and it was a beautiful change. The next day, the people weren't talking about Sergio Ramos's header or even Ronaldinho's skills and plays. Who and what were they talking about then? Messi makes Madrid kneel. Sport. A star is born in Barcelona. El País. The next Maradona? No. The first Messi. Marca. The press, the people, and the fans all talked about Lionel Andres Messi. Football pundits reviewed his third goal from every angle, watched its beauty, gave reviews, and studied it. Fans who had witnessed the magic unfold were still stunned. YouTube clips and videos of Messi's goal were making rounds on the internet, and the world was watching the biggest footballing star in his prime start his journey. Things changed at Camp Nou as well. Now the belief that Iniesta, Xavi, and Valdez had was backed by a weapon, a cheat code. It was backed by Lionel Messi. There was a ray of hope, a light at the end of the tunnel for Barcelona because of this miracle kid. The seniors saw him with respect. A star is born, said El País, a Spanish media outlet. Not only was Barca happy, but the whole world was enjoying this special player who had made history. Ronaldinho, who was once Messi's idol and favourite player, said about Messi that he's the most special player I've ever seen. These comments by players who were so experienced that they had achieved everything and were at the end of their careers spoke volumes of how special Messi was since the very beginning. After years, Casillas talked about this night and admitted, that night, we realised this kid wasn't just talented, he was a monster in disguise. Barcelona, which was slowly fading, was brought back by Messi. He was now the present and the bright future of Barcelona. In the middle of all this recognition, appreciation and fame, you'd expect Messi to be going places and showing off his success. However, in line with his humble and silent personality, he trained normally the next day like he had not just made the top players in the game awestruck. He gave no interviews or parades. A journalist asked him about his first hat-trick, and he hesitated. I was just trying to help the team. That is Messi, the best in the world, but humble. No drama and no noise, just hard work, burning desire, and sheer purpose. After the game, Barca changed strategies. Messi had more central roles. He played as a playmaker rather than a winger. Barcelona started becoming Messi's team, and he would move on in the future and take his team to places and show it heights of success. At Camp Nou, the chants changed from chanting Ronaldinho's name to songs about Messi. Something big was happening, and a change was coming. He was a leader, but not the one who wears an armband or gives speeches. He did give speeches, but most of the time he led with his game. He created chances, made plays, and most importantly, led with humility. How will this kid move on to become an 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, a World Cup champion, and the most complete player in football history? It wasn't just God-gifted talent, but the talent was backed by hard work, commitment, and consistency. Ronaldinho transferred to Milan. Messi became the new number 10 of Barcelona. Since then, number 10 became associated with Messi. Every kid, no matter where in the world, would want the number 10 jersey with Messi engraved on its back, just like it was engraved on the hearts of the millions of Messi fans around the world. This success that he has achieved wasn't overnight. He worked in silence, didn't publicize on social media or any platform, but he trained in the scorching heat of Argentina, always arrived early at training, and still now, even in the peak of his career, when he had completed everything, he is the first to arrive at training, which shows his love for the sport. Messi played 4 FIFA World Cups, even went into the quarter-final once and the final once, but lost, and still he did not give up, and then prepared a team, or shall we say a pride of lions, which he led and won the most prestigious trophy of football with, the FIFA World Cup. In the years that followed Messi's first El Clasico, he went on to become the all-time top scorer in